Hello, hello. Hey everybody, it is Jill with Under Cottonwood and I'm here for Tutorial Tuesday. And tonight, I hope you will come on in and say hello when you get here and tell me what you're doing tonight. And I am going to turn this pretty little, it actually kind of looks put together at the moment, but it's not. This pretty little wheelbarrow, gosh, why can I not say that? Wheelbarrow. That I got last week from the Hobby Lobby. This was in the spring shop, you guys. That was part of the 75% off, so it's like a no-brainer. Of course, I had to get it. But I'm going to turn this into, I've been debating all day long. I had mentioned last week that I was going to paint it white, but even my husband just walked by and he was like, I like the color it is. Looks kind of rustic for fall. So I'm really debating. I was going to just dry brush some white on here, but I'm thinking I'm going to leave it be, and then we're going to make a really pretty little fall arrangement in here. And I'm going to show you what I'm going to do to kind of make it to where it can be interchangeable. So I guess, like I said, say hi when you get here and we will get started. So first of all, this is my wheelbarrow. It is, I don't know, it was $24.99 at Hobby Lobby, 75% off, so literally like $6, I think. It has the little handles and the little movable wheel. Oh, I thought it moved, but I guess it doesn't. Hey, Cheryl, how are ya? So what my plan is, I grabbed a couple pieces of the floral foam. Now, I want to make this so that whatever I put in it tonight, I can also like change that out and put like a Christmas or maybe even a spring Easter design in it too. So I just made one little square of my floral foam that's going to fit down in here. I'm not going to attach this to the inside. That way I can swap it out. So I cut two square pieces. Well, they're pretty close, pretty similar in size, so that I will know when I go to make my Christmas one or Easter or whatever I want to use it for again, that it would be the right size. So I did that ahead of time. You might want to do that, but if you, what we're going to do is create our design here on this. So you can always probably size it a little bit after the fact too, but I just did it ahead of time so that I would know. So like I can label this even like wheelbarrow arrangement or something like that. So if I want to change it, I can. So that's what I did. Just kind of made that ahead of time. So this is going to go down in here. Now, I've never tried this before, so hopefully this will work out perfectly. But the idea is, like I said, we're going to create our design here and then be able to switch that out. So in the meantime, I think I'm going to leave him. You guys have to tell me, whitewash this or just leave it the color it is. It's really super dark, but let me show you. Here's just an example of some stuff I got to put in there. It really looks really good with the fall stuff. Maybe come springtime, that might be something where this is a little too dark for spring colors. So I think I'm just going to leave it. So you have to tell me if you agree. Okay, let me grab something to cut this little price taggy off real quick. Oh, you guys, you have to tell me if you've made it to leave it the way it is. Yeah, I think that's what I'm going to do. I really didn't think that. All week I have been thinking I was going to paint it white a little bit, but... Okay, so I'm going to set this aside for the moment. Let's put this over here. Okay, here's my arrangement. Now, I'm working on a surface that I can wipe off easily and clean up really easily, but if you're not, when you do this on, I don't know, maybe even a piece of wax paper, a newspaper or something like that, a big extra piece of cardboard or something, because I'm going to be working with hot glue and it's going to get everywhere. So just FYI, you want to probably put this on something unlike what I'm working on right now. So, okay, so here's what I've got. Now, I went to Walmart and picked up all kinds of these little picks, and literally, oh, these were $1.38. I think these were like the 97-cent ones, so super great deal for something like this. Oh, shoot. Sorry, had a phone call, of course. But these are great for, I love this one. It's got the white kind of sunflowers with a little hydrangea for a project like this, because you're going to use it inside. I mean, I guess you could use it on your porch or something like that. But what I'm getting at is if it's not, you know, going to be outside and in the wind or something like this, these picks are perfect. You don't have to spend a whole lot of money on a real high quality, expensive little floral arrangement, because it's going to be inside. It's not going to see any elements, as opposed to like if you're doing something for outside, you do want to spend a little bit more because they're going to have wind and sun and all that good stuff on it. So don't sleep on the Walmart picks, ultimately, is what I'm saying. So here's what I think I'm going to do. I don't think I'm going to use the big sunflower. I don't know, maybe. But you've got to keep in mind when you're working with stuff like this, and I'm not going to use this, I can tell you right now, that one's not happening. Whatever is your biggest piece is what you're going to want to start with when you start making your design. So I'm just really trying to decide. I think I'm going to not use the sunflower and just go with these little creamy color ones. So that's the plan. Okay, here's one thing that you can do if you're worried about it. I'm not going to do it tonight because it doesn't necessarily bother me, but if you want to cover your whole surface with this moss, that would be a way to kind of hide when you put your project down in your container like this. It kind of hides. You don't see the color of this. I'm going to concentrate with covering it up the best I can, just with all these different little picks, so I'm not worried about it. Now, if I get this finished and I see too much of the foam, I might go back and kind of try to cover what I can see with the moss, so that's an option. But okay, first things first. So I've got 1, 2, 3, what do I have here? 4, 5 of these pretty little, I don't know if this is like a wheat kind of looking pick or what. So I'm going to set those aside, and I'm going to start with the 2 that I have that's got these little white flowers and the little hydrangeas. So first things first, like I said, I'm not using this part of it, so I'm going to cut that off and just get rid of it. And from there, I will just start cutting my pieces up here. So, got that one. Take the price tag off. Okay, so now once you get going here on what you are going to use, just kind of get them stacked up. So this piece comes in, there's like 1, 2, let me see here. Oh, that's really easy to take apart. So there's one little piece, 2, 3, 4 separate little things. So I'm just going to take each one of these apart until I get all of these apart. And you know what? I have 5 of them, so I think I might start with like 3, and we'll just see how many that we need. May use all of them or may not use all of them, but I'm just gonna take this apart. And most of the picks that you find at the store, you can do this exact same thing with them. They're usually just put together with floral tape, and so it makes it really easy to just take them apart and use them individually. So there's that. Okay, I've got 2 taken apart so far, so let's get started with some flowers. Now, because I have 2 and 2, so you guys know that I usually tell you you want to do things in odd numbers. So I've got 2 hydrangeas and 2 sunflowers. So what I'm going to do probably in order to kind of help even that out is take one of these and use it as a whole. So let me show you what I mean. I'm going to fluff it out. So unlike, you know, it comes like this, you want to take those pieces and fluff them out a little bit. Just kind of spread it out so it looks a little fuller. Okay, I'm going to start with this one right here in the center of my floral foam. Now there's a couple ways that you can do this. I like to kind of arrange my items and then go back and hot glue after the fact. You could also take each one of these, got my little glue gun here, put a little dab of glue along the edge and go ahead and hot glue it when you first do that. So either way, if you wait, then you can kind of play with it a little bit and move them around if you need to, so that's an option. Okay, so got a couple sunflowers in there. I'm gonna put this little hydrangea in the front here. And then I'm gonna put this one in the back. So you want it to kind of look appealing from all sides. So whenever you're doing this, now some items you may come across like a container sometime that is gonna set like with the back up against the wall. So you don't have to worry about like, you know, making all the sides look cute. But for the most part, most things like this is probably gonna be in the center of something. So you want it to look cute on all the sides. Okay, look at that, fits perfect. So now, all I'm gonna do is kind of work on filling in around all the edges with all of these extra little picks. So pretty simple. This is gonna come together like super duper fast. Now you might have to, let's go ahead and play with this one a little bit. I like to kind of make something in the middle a little taller, and then on both sides, you kind of want it to be like something to kind of draw the eye out a little bit. So it kind of extends the length of it, I guess is what I'm saying. So I'm gonna work on that on both sides. And if you find that you poke a hole through your foam, then just go and cut the end of your stem off just a little bit. Okay. Like that is gonna be way too long for this little project, so just cut it off. These are cute little pieces though, super neutral. All kinds of like just different little leafy things. I think it's called a harvest floral pick. So again, I think it was $1.38 at Walmart. So you could shove these into some, a little vase or something. Would be a really cute little accent piece maybe for your table. They're not like the, you know, I did cut off these pieces, but they're not quite as bright as, let's see the difference there. So it's like, this would be like your traditional fall colors, but these are a little bit more muted. So kind of works a little bit better to fit in with every kind of decoration that you have. Okay, so I'm gonna take this and kind of see where we're going so far. I want it to sit down in there, but I don't want it to like, I'm not gonna attach it. So I'm just kind of trying to take a peek and see where we need more. So clearly we need some more on this side. So far so good though, huh? I think I'm gonna pull some of these, see how that flower is kind of smushing down when I put it in there. So I'm just gonna kind of extend him out a little bit so then you can see him a little bit better. And he doesn't get hidden, I guess is what I'm trying to say. So there we go. Okay. Looking cute, super simple. Okay, so that was the 3 picks that I had. Was that 3? Yeah, that was 3 of these already. And then 2 of the little sunflower hydrangea mixes. So I'm just gonna go ahead and keep using these and kind of keep filling them in. The leaf doesn't want to stay where it wants to be. So we got family group chat going and a senior mom group chat going. So I got all kinds of buzzing going on tonight. Okay, so this is a pretty tall piece. So I'm going to kind of do the same thing and kind of concentrate it here in the center again. that was one more. So that would be a total of 4 of these little picks, and then 2 of the sunflowers that came with the hydrangeas. Okay, so let's just see how that looks. That is cute, huh? So we've got the flowers. God, this side has got the flower too. Look at the front. Now see, if you're really picky, you can, I mean, you have to obviously pull it apart, but see that? See the foam? So if you can't cover it up, that is where I would suggest going back and putting a little bit of the moss down in there and hot gluing that into place so you don't see it. So I'll probably do that on the sides there of these. But okay, so I'm pretty happy with how that is looking so far. Now let me show you the other. Now I have one other pick that you could always go and add more if you feel like you have some other little spots to fill in, but I kind of like it. I like how I've got this little puffy guy in the top. I've got some length on both sides there. Now remember, this is not attached so that it can move it and change it out for each season. But I'm pretty happy with it. But let's do this. Let me show you the other cute thing that, okay guys, that I found at Walmart. So they have some really, really cute, just kind of neutral. They had some really cute like fall truck ribbon, some fall color ribbon, different things like that. I just went with the typical black and white. So there's a couple different options here, but this was a pretty good deal. $5 for, it's a 2.5 inch ribbon and it is for 15 feet. So that's not bad. So I would definitely say snag some of that if you can, especially for your fall projects like this. But I'm going to use this one tonight. I think that's going to be really pretty in there. So I'm just going to make a big bow and then I'll show you how we're going to attach that to our foam. And then I think this guy is going to be done. So, okay. Looking for scissors in there. Okay, we're hand tying tonight. I don't even know where my bow maker is. So I am going to cut this, kind of dovetail it in. So if you're ever wondering how that is done, you just fold it in half and cut it at an angle. Okay. Now, my wheelbarrow is not too terribly big, so I'm going to kind of make my tail about like that, I think. So I'm just going to pinch this together. And it's just going to naturally make a little loop here. So then I'll pinch that together there, where my loop is, okay? So here's my tail, there's my loop. Now all you do is twist this around, and it's just gonna make another loop, see, like that. So you can go to the other end, you can make 2 loops right here if you want, which that's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna make this one a little bit bigger. I'm gonna twist it again. And then I'm going to make one more little bit bigger loop. So now I've got 3 loops that I'm just hanging on to here. And then I'm going to cut this tail just a little bit longer than the original one, okay? And that's still even a little too long for me, so I'm going to go just a little bit shorter. Okay, so there's my little 3-loop bow. Super simple, just got one shorter one with a short little tail. I don't know, and that might have to get cut just a little bit more. One a little bit longer, squeeze him down in there. And then one super long tail, okay? So now let me take, got a pipe cleaner here, okay? I'm just gonna wrap this around. I'm gonna get it wrapped around right in the middle of your bow there. Just take it and twist your bow, just like that. So now you've got your 2 tails in your loops here. So from there, I've got to find a way to attach this down into my floral foam here. So what I am going to do is, you could use all kinds of different things. You could use one of the wired floral picks if you have one. I couldn't find one too terribly handy. So I just have a whole, look at this. It's got all kinds of different goodies in it. Toothbrushes that I use for different projects, markers, but I've got a bunch of these little metal pieces that I just save off of different things, like just how we were clipping our little stems tonight. I just saved the extra ones because you never know when you're going to need them, and I need it for a project like this. So what I'm going to do, I've got my pipe cleaner here holding my ribbon together. I'm going to take my pick and put it right in the middle. I'm going to put a little dab of hot glue on it. And then I'm just going to wrap my pipe cleaner right around it again. I'll show you in just a second here. Okay, so as soon as that dries, I now have a little stem that I will just cut this off. And this is what I'm going to use to attach down into my floral foam, okay? So first of all, I'm going to put this back down in here, kind of get that where that needs to be. And I think I want, I've got a pretty little flower on this side, so I think I'm going to put my bow right here. So I'm just going to take the end of my, this pick and put it right down in to my foam. I'm going to push it down in there as far as I can get it, okay? And then turn this around here. Oh. This is a little too long because it's poking out a little farther than what I want. So cut that off. We'll try this again. There we go. I want it to kind of sit down in there so that the ribbon is kind of popping out of it. Okay, there is my little tails, my ribbon loops, my tails are hanging out there, and there's our pretty little flower arrangement. How cute is that, you guys? Super simple, so cute from all sides. You can see the ribbon in the front, the side. So either way you put it, you're going to be able to see that, nice and cute. This is probably ideally, looking at it like from this way. But then when I get ready to change it out for Christmas, I will just carefully pop this out. And then I went ahead and cut another piece of foam so I know that it's going to fit in there perfectly. Then I can make another little arrangement for whatever season I want to next. So very simple. Now I have got to go back and, if you were doing it kind of like me and not gluing these in at the moment when you're working with it, and I like that just so you can change them around if need be. So now I got to go back and hot glue all of these. And like I said, if you wanted to, if you're worried about seeing this foam, take a little hot glue, take some moss, and go all the way around the edges and just put that moss, hot glue it right to the sides, and then you will not be able to see it at all from your project. But let's just put this down in here again and take a peek. I think it's fine. If somebody's going to see it down in there, they're going to be super close looking at your project. But I think it's fine. You guys work those leaves and things around a little bit to cover it up. So I think it is good. See? Kind of covers it up right there. So, okay. There is another super cute project. Ready for fall now. Well, I was ready for fall before I even did this project because I'm ready for the fall weather and football and all the good stuff. But anyway, so there's a super cute project. I hope you enjoyed that. Thanks for joining me tonight, and I will see you guys next week for another segment of Tutorial Tuesday. Have a good night. Bye.